Some unfavourable reviews of The Plumed Serpent lead Lawrence, rather snobbishly, to lament, "I do so hate its being published and going into the twopenny hands of the twopenny public. Small private editions are really much more to my taste." This was a backhanded compliment to Harold Mason, who had published the elegant Reflections on the Death of a Porcupine. Lawrence ends up in bed for 6 days with flu that gives him a bronchial hemorrhage, compounded by living in a fireless house. The weather isn't helping his mood either. It has rained for nearly 3 weeks and is as dismal as Hades. I feel like it's the flood. The only thing to do is build an ark. At least he's well stocked up with vino. I've got 30 bottles of the red and 20 of the white, 1920 vintage of this garden. But it's not nice, on the over-dry side. When his mood dries up, so do the words. Martin Secker is warned, "Don't count on a book for the autumn. I feel at the moment I will never write another word." A family gathering will surely uplift his spirits. His sister is arriving on the 9th, and Frida's great tall girls, 21 and 23 years old, are over as well. Else is a trained typist, and so Dorothy Brett is tasked with sending over his typewriter so that Lawrence can utilise his house guest. Alas, there's predictable squabbles, and Frida abandons ship, heading to a hotel with the daughters. What a trial families are. There are further nightmares about New Mexico. I dreamed there had been a flood at San Cristobal, and Aaron lay drowned, and I could only find alive a bunch of weird, rather horrible pintos. He is admiring of his former publisher Thomas Seltzer, who has faced financial hardships brought about by censorship trials. It's amazing how long the poor fish can keep gasping. He is less tolerant of a review in the New Statesman that describes his introduction to Maurice Magnus's Memoirs of the Foreign Legion as a brilliant but unfair portrait. Lawrence is adamant that it is as truthful as a man can tell a thing. If he were driven by financial imperatives, he would have sold it as a personal article, guaranteeing at least $1,000, whereas he'll get next to nothing for including it in the memoirs book. He escorts his sister to Monte Carlo before her return to Blighty. It has romantic scenery, but is full of weary, weary people walking about. Then it's off to Nice, where he sat on the beach all the afternoon, still and sunny, then had a cup of tea. Without Frida, always an unsettling experience, he begins planning an excursion. On the night of the 25th of February, it was either Worms or Florence. By morning, he declares, "I'm going to Capri for a bit," where a certain Dorothy Brett awaits him.
Love is in the air, everywhere look around. Love is in the air, every side